Well, with the success of a similar video I did a couple months ago where I talked about movie scenes that were memorable and hard to forget, I decided to talk about something else that was very important to me: gaming. Just like movies, video games stick with people and are just as memorable. Like, come on, you know your parents are still talking about Pong or Space Invaders. There are a lot of good games out there in the modern day, but there are few games that just have those moments and scenes where you are literally taken off your feet. Well, in this video I'm going to be talking about moments in video games that are just hard to forget. Let's do it. But before I dive deeper, please go check my other video out, link in the description. Also, spoilers for the rest of the way. Let's do it. Now, I know God of War Ragnarok just came out, but come on, it already has such a huge impact on the gaming community. Plus, everybody is talking about this game, specifically the first major boss fight in the game, which is the Kratos-Thor boss fight. Let me explain why this moment was such a big deal if you don't already know. At the end of the last God of War, Thor was mentioned, but we never got to see him. The only time we saw him was when you go home. There's a cutscene that shows Kratos' roof being destroyed, and bolts of thunder being shown in the sky. When Kratos opens the door, we see a man with a hoodie. Kratos yells, "Who are you?" at the man. Then, one more thunderbolt, and we see Mjolnir. This moment hyped fans for the rest of the game, since we knew we were eventually going to have to fight Thor, but we questioned how would the devs pull that off, and believe me, they absolutely did. Everything about this fight is memorable. The build-up when both Thor and Odin are at your home and wanting you to take the truce so there can be peace between all the realms, but Kratos simply refuses by saying no. Odin then looks at Thor and says, "Don't take all day." At this point, us fans know something's gonna happen. Thor laughs and throws Mjolnir at Kratos, sending him off into the sky. What I love about this boss fight is there are 3 stages to it, and for the first part, you don't even have your Leviathan axe, so it's just you and your shield. But eventually, you get your axe back. Another great part about this is the dialogue. Thor keeps antagonizing Kratos to become his old self, so that he can fight the true God of War. Kratos tries his best to control himself, exchanging words with Thor. He brings up his 2 sons, Magni and Modi, who Kratos and Atreus killed in the first game. This pisses off Thor even further, and the two continue fighting. At one point in the fight, which is something very awesome, is Kratos dies, and the game tricks the player into thinking that they actually failed the mission. It even goes as far as giving us a tip to actually believe we lost. But then Thor laughs and brings us back to life, continuing the boss fight. It was such a shocking and awesome moment. Truly, the boss fight and this entire game will go down in history as one of the greatest for sure. Okay, gonna give us all a little bit of PTSD here. You all know what scene this is. I don't even want to talk about this moment in gaming, but this video is an unforgettable moment, so here we are. Next we have Shepard's betrayal in Mw2. Now this was horrifying as a kid. Shepard, an ally to us, came to rescue Roach and Ghost from a brutal attack from the enemy. Just as the both of them look like they're home free, Shepard shoots Roach in the stomach with his famous revolver, and Ghost almost shooting Shepard with his assault rifle. But sadly, Shepard gets his gun off first, shooting Ghost. Both of them falling to the ground as Price tells Roach and Ghost that Shepard is in fact evil. This is happening as 2 of Shepard's soldiers throw Ghost's body next to you like it's a piece of trash. The devs did a really good job in making this scene hurt. What's crazy is this mission was hard. I mean, at least for me. You had to take on waves and waves of enemies that were pretty difficult. But it was such a unique and cool mission, having to set up traps and prepare for whatever they threw at you. So when Shepard finally came with his platoon and his helicopter, it was a sigh of relief and peace because you completed a very difficult mission, but obviously the worst was yet to come. The most grueling part about this scene is when the gasoline is being poured over you, as Shepard watches while smoking a cigar. The music is another important factor. It really does add to this emotional scene. And then we see Shepard slowly walking away, but before that he flicks his cigar in the air and you see it falling, and as it hits your body, the whole screen is engulfed in fire. This was such a big part for the Mw2 storyline because Ghost and Roach were both very likable characters, and for them to go out like that so sudden was such a shock to the COD community. Now luckily with the new reboot of MW, we got Ghost back and he's looking very cool, but that moment will forever be a part of me and everyone who's playing COD or will ever play COD. Sticking with the COD theme, I mean, it makes sense. COD is an iconic franchise and has many memorable moments, but trust me, this is the only time we're repeating in this list. You know what moment I'm going to talk about. It's the No Russian mission from Mw2. Now, this mission is just straight up messed up. And people got to this point in the game, it was kind of early on. I was like 11 playing this, and I remember feeling so uncomfortable and disturbed doing this. Even the media was disturbed, calling out Call of Duty, and once again blaming video games and why people commit horrible mass shootings, which is not the case at all. I felt really bad killing these people, even though obviously it's not real people, and I'm not harming anyone, but this mission was just disturbing to me, and now looking back at it, it's sad. I mean, it's unrealistic, but nowadays, it's not so unrealistic. Then you have the second half of this mission, where you have to take on many waves of police and SWAT teams. That's also another part that was so weird. Like in Call of Duty, it's very rare to be the bad guy and killing the good guys. even though in this mission you were undercover. But this moment in Call of Duty will never be forgotten. In the new Modern Warfare, there's a reference to this mission. In the post-credit scene of the game, we're led to believe that a group of terrorists took over a plane of civilians, but the camera cuts to black before we see anything go down. And now people see this mission as a sort of meme, but at this time, in that moment in history, it was very, very dark. Like, what were they thinking making that mission? Okay, so this next one is not a specific moment in a game, but a moment in gaming. So does it count? Yeah, I'm gonna say it does. It's when Overwatch 2 was announced at BlizzCon. It was BlizzCon 2019, and people did not expect Overwatch 2 to be announced. It literally came out of nowhere. Former Vice President of Blizzard, Jeff Kaplan, came onto the stage and was expressing his thanks to everyone and told the audience that the team had been working on something very special for the Overwatch community. Now at this point, we really didn't know what to expect. A DLC? A movie? A very, very good cinematic trailer began playing. And that this was starting to hype fans, seeing all our favorite Overwatch heroes coming together. And shout out to Blizzard, man, they make really good animated Overwatch shorts, like for real, Netflix. Give these people a deal. I know they've had their problems, like many problems, so actually just wait a bit. Anyway, this was awesome. Now, the only problem with this was everybody was hyped, and I still think are, about the full campaign that Overwatch was going to have. And Overwatch 2 dropped, and we didn't get anything, not even one story mission as a little demo. The game came out about a couple months ago, but all of this has been pushed back to 2023. This game was announced 3 years ago, and only now we get the game, but personally me, I think this is just Overwatch with a fresh coat of paint. Nonetheless, this moment will always live with me, and I'm sure a lot of people out there too. To end off this video, we're going to look at Fortnite's first The End event. This game does like to end itself a lot. I mean, they literally just ended Chapter 3, which people had the reviews on. But the very first time they ended the game, it was amazing. It was phenomenal. Yes, Season X had its problems, but it had amazing skins and good gameplay. When that season first released, leakers found an event in the files titled The End. Now we all just brushed it off as just maybe the end of the season event, but not the whole chapter and map. As the final days of the season came in, quests began to appear to tease Fortnite's end, and even all the YouTubers and leakers said that Fortnite would just shut down after 10 seasons was over. And when that event started, it was like watching a movie. The music, the emotions were in the air. Everybody was anticipating whether Fortnite would really just end, a very successful game ending, just like that. I unfortunately couldn't get into the event, but I was watching a live stream, and when everything was being sucked into the void, everybody was in shock, and for the next couple days, Fortnite was a black hole. People actually believed the game had ended, and that whenever you log in, you would just be greeted with the black hole just spinning endlessly. Nothing like this had ever been done before, and if it has, not to this scale. Much speculation, so many memes for one black hole. What Fortnite did will never be forgotten, or they themselves probably will never replicate that feeling ever again. Everybody was talking about this, even people who didn't play the game like my mom. She even saw this trending on Twitter. When a game impacts the media like how Fortnite did, they for sure will get the attention for doing something like this. Even to this day, Fortnite still manages to make really good events that are exciting and unforgettable too, but in my opinion, this is probably their biggest event in terms of shocking the world and shocking everybody. So many great moments, both sad and breathtaking. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, I would gladly appreciate a thumbs up on this video. Please consider subscribing to my channel, link in the description, and also make sure to check out some of my other videos. I would really greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. We're almost at 70 subscribers. That is insane. Also, let me know what moments stick to you in video games. I would love to read them down below in the comments. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.